All right, well, Jenna, travel with me on this journey, because this was quite the journey of a football game for me. Because if you would have talked to me, contacted me, reached out at any time during the game, you would have seen despair and depression on my face. Because it didn't matter to me that the defense truly does seem to have turned a corner over the last month. Didn't matter to me that the offense finally had stopped turning the ball over and that the penalties finally were not just ruining the team. None of it mattered, because what makes the Chiefs great is Patrick Mahomes. And I was watching someone else play quarterback. Something had happened to Mahomes early in the Titans game, some body snatching situation. And he was bad in that game. He was bad last week. And he was awful, truly awful for the vast majority of this game. And I was despondent. But then there was the moment. And you saw it. We just showed it to you. Wild saw it. Greg Jennings saw it. And that final play, guess what? That was Patrick Mahomes getting back to being Patrick Mahomes. Roll out to your right. Oh, do one of those throws that Kevin Wildes was cautioning him against. Oh, we need better mechanics. Make sure you twist your hips properly and play. No. Go do that. And that, my friends, is how you get over the yips. That, my friends, is how you snap out of a slump. Oddly enough, I was listening, Greg, to Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee. Not the interview you're thinking of. The interview he did right before we found out he had COVID. And he was asked about Mahomes' slump. And he said, you know what, quarterbacks absolutely can get yips. And sometimes it takes a game. Sometimes it takes a drive. Sometimes, there's Rodgers' words, it takes one play to get back to being yourself. And that, my friends, is Patrick Mahomes back to being himself. So I'm encouraged now. Defense getting better. Cut down on the turnovers. And if Mahomes can get back to who he was not 2 years ago, Greg, not 16 months ago, who he was 4 weeks ago, this division is Kansas City's for the taking. So I am incredibly encouraged because of that moment right there, after 59 minutes of despair.
Well, Nick, I hear you. And I knew you were going to get to the moments of being encouraged and excited, but I'm discouraged for all the reasons you said on the front end. What jumps off the page when we watch this team is their greatest asset is become their greatest weakness, and that's Patrick Mahomes. We understand he has a big arm. He understands he has a big arm, and it's because of his big arm. That's the reason why they look so drastically different offensively. Now, the 3rd and 10, great throw, great rollout. I think Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they understood what he's most comfortable doing, and they did that. And they were able to hang their hat and salvage a game because of that. However, when you go through this game from start to finish, the miscues, not only in the throwing, but the reads, his inability to just throw to the open receiver. Bad. We saw Travis Kelce and the frustration, like, dude, what is going on? He's become so accustomed to getting this ball right here, that long home run ball to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill had 11 targets. I'm not saying you can't go after Tyreek Hill and you can't make him a large part of what you do, because that's why they've been successful in the past. But Travis Kelce is the catalyst. Ooh. I just believe that from even watching this game yesterday. And if you don't make Travis Kelce your focus point, specifically with the way Patrick Mahomes has been struggling down the field with accuracy inside the pocket and out, Nick, I think that that's one of the reasons why they've been struggling. I remember playing with Aaron Rodgers, this is my last point, and one of the beats on him early in his career was force him to dink and dunk. He's going to be unwilling to do it. Great quarterbacks who have a skill set of a great arm and a big arm and can throw into tight windows and can make any kind of throw you ask and don't ask, they have a hard time just checking it down, getting it to their tight end right across and over the first down marker, whatever the case may be. That is Patrick Mahomes. That's why this team is discouraging. He in particular, because I don't know if he's going to be really willing to come outside of that number one asset he possesses, which is his big arm.
Well, Greg, I'm glad you're here for this historic show. Because on this show, we've heard hot takes, we've heard accurate takes, we've heard bad takes. But never before, since 7:30 a.m., have I heard a sad take. Nicholas, that was the saddest take I've ever heard in my entire sports viewing life. I was on my own personal journey during your take. We went from new dynasty, $500 million man, out here like the Night King in Game of Thrones. Check me out. That's off the board. Okay, multiple Super Bowls, kind of LeBron-esque. I hope I win 5 or 6. That's off the board. 20-0. Is it on the board? No. How about the playoffs? No, now you're on the outside looking in. How about a good game against a good team? That's off the board. How about a good game against a backup quarterback like Jordan Love? That's off the board. How about one play? Yep, one play. That's what we're down to with old Patrick Mahomes. One single play.
That's all it takes.
166 yards, 56% completion. One play. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious! We're gonna get to half a play. We're gonna get down to like good incompletion.
We can go through your checklist again. Off the top of my head, the $500 million came before last season. Last season, he was top 3 MVP, and they went to the Super Bowl. The dynasty talk, let's have them not make a Super Bowl before we call the dynasty potential over. Maybe I'm crazy. I think the last 2 Super Bowls, the Chiefs played in them. And I think during the Patriots dynasty, they have a few Super Bowl losses mixed in there as well. So let's not call that one over. The only thing that's over is 20-0. And so, listen, you can say, if your take is Mahomes is cooked, it's an interesting take. I've learned my lesson than to call Wild's takes dumb because he picked Jags over Bills. I called that dumb, and the Jags beat the Bills. However, you and I both know, as recently as October 1st, the only concern with Kansas City was the defense. It was on this show unanimous. Mahomes is playing great. The offense will be fine. It's a historically bad defense. Well, the defense all of a sudden, the last few weeks, has been decent. I'm not going to say they were great because it was against Jordan Love and it was against Daniel Jones. I'm not going to say they were great. They were decent. Now, if the belief is that Mahomes was a flash in the pan, that he's done, then the Chiefs are done. If the belief is much like, I don't know, just pick a guy out of randomly, let's say Peyton Manning in year 4. He had a stretch in year 4 where he went 0-5, where he had 11 interceptions in 5 games. They lost them all. Was Peyton Manning done? No. After that, he won 5 league MVPs. He won 2 Super Bowls. He went to 4 Super Bowls. So no, I think that it does just take a moment. I do believe that. We've seen that in sports, Greg, where guys are playing outside of themselves and then have the moment. And we'll see it. Next week, first place in the division on the line against the Raiders, Greg. I don't know if you guys care what Vegas thinks. Vegas says in Las Vegas, the Chiefs are 3-point favorites. In Las Vegas, the Chiefs are supposed to win. Right now, if you look, the Chiefs are tied with the Chargers for favorites to win the division. If Mahomes, Greg, is terrible, then they've got no shot. I think he snapped out of it, and I think that play last night was the moment.
Well, I hope that play was the moment because you saw his excitement, you saw his passion, you saw all the things that we've seen in previous Mahomes heroics when he makes those types of throws. However, they don't need him to be so heroic, especially when you don't have a defense that's going to get you the ball and create turnovers by just going 3 and out and just making teams struggle to put the ball in the end zone like we saw last night. So when you have a quarterback that tries too hard, which we're seeing with Patrick Mahomes, which is something we have not seen. He has not had to try hard. Everything with their offense has always been easy, Jenna. And so right now, if he continues what he did on that one play that Wild is talking about,
most recent play.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.